What up, gamers? Man, I have been way too long on hiatus for analyzing Destiny content for y'all. But I'm back now, and today I'm going to cover the 3 new exotic chests we received for this season of The Chosen in Destiny 2. So as you likely know, each of the Guardian classes received their very own exotic chest piece this season, and after testing, I've got to say that each of these are great in what they do. If I had to rank them from best to worst, I would definitely say the Titan got the creme de la creme in this season. If you haven't seen what it can do yet, or collected it for yourself, then you'll see what I mean when I showcase it here in this video. So, before I cover each exotic, just know the easiest way to get your hands on these new exotics is by soloing the legendary lost sectors across Europa, the Cosmodrome, or now the Moon when it states exotic chests will drop from that sector. And as long as you're around the hard cap, which is 1300 this season, you shouldn't have any issues completing a legend or master legendary lost sector when it comes around. Take your time, use your mods, learn the safe spots, and keep grinding through them till the exotic drops. But now let's get into what you came here for. Let's get into these new exotics. First up is above all going to be any Titan main's favorite because it's finally given the prowess we Titans have felt the Thunder Crash has deserved when it first came out. The Titan's chest piece is called the Cuirass of the Falling Star, and by God are you indeed a falling star when utilizing this chest piece. As stated in the description of this chest piece, this exotic grants you Glorious Charge, which greatly increases your Thunder Crash impact damage. But that's not all, you actually gain a regenerating overshield that lasts longer the further you travel in Thunder Crash before striking a target. Which is actually a no-brainer, right? Because even with the damage buff this exotic grants Thunder Crash, you're usually in the thick of the boss when using this super. This overshield basically grants you immediate protection from threats still around after making an impact within both PvE or PvP. So after testing this glorious exotic, I found that the shielded perk grants you anywhere from a 7-second to a 20-second overshield depending upon how far you've traveled in your super. And as I said before, this overshield will regen as long as your shielded timer is active and the overshield hasn't been broken. But I can confirm that you do not gain any extra resistance while wearing this chest piece. You'll still take the same amount of damage without any additional mods attached. But let's be honest, the real reason you'll be utilizing this exotic is off the sheer damage output you gain with your Thunder Crash super. Utilizing my good old trusty ogre here, I calculated that my base Thunder Crash damage at a 1310 light level is 153,000. But when I slap on the new exotic chest piece, my Titan can then release a whopping 307,000 in damage. That's exactly double from the original base damage of the Thunder Crash, which in turn allows 2 or 3 Titans to totally decimate anything with the Thunder Crash super as long as the boss is not health gated. Which if that's the case, you'll then need to coordinate who goes first after each immune phase, but if there's no health gate, you can guarantee the Titan will get the job done. Some added notes, buffs like Bubble do not increase the damage output of the super, so if you want to gain even more damage, a debuff like the Hunter's Tether is always nice to have around. Plus this season we have mods in the artifact slot that can actually enhance this exotic even further, but that's for another video. Lord help any boss if they ever allow Arcanades to have a debuff mod like Oppressive Darkness to be slotted in an armor set. For the next exotic we shift over to the Warlock's chest piece, the Mantle of Battle Harmony. This exotic states as follows: takedowns with weapons that have a damage type matching your subclass element grant you super energy. While your super energy is full, you instead gain a temporary bonus to weapon damage of the type matching your subclass element. Essentially, this exotic works as a better version of the Bad Juju exotic pulse rifle in the fact that you don't have to use the Bad Juju to gain additional super energy. But we also have a weapon perk Thresh to do that too now, so, you know. Beggar's choice. Anyway, if you're using a Void Warlock utilizing the new Imperial Needle or a Gnawing Hunger with the Falling Guillotine, every kill with these weapons would grant you super energy, and after testing, it's a pretty substantial amount. As with any perk that grants super energy, the super energy received is dependent upon the category of enemy taken down. So for instance, if you take down a red bar enemy, which is categorized as a rank and file enemy, versus a major yellow bar enemy, the super energy percentage granted will be different. To see how that factors in, I ran the numbers versus my base intellect charge time of tier 8. If we look at the table, we can see that with the intellect of tier 8, the base charge time for our super is 4 minutes, or 240 seconds. With the Mantle of Battle Harmony equipped, every kill with an energy or power weapon that matches your subclass on a rank and file enemy will increase the charge rate by 4%, which is a 10-second reduction in the original base time of 240 seconds. Taking down a major or boss with the same weapon will reduce the charge time by 7%. So as I'm sure you can imagine, with this exotic equipped, you'll be able to acquire your super at a very rapid pace. But wait, there's more. Once you acquire your super, you gain another perk from this exotic. If you get a kill while your super is charged with a weapon matching your subclass, then you'll gain a weapon damage buff of 20% that lasts 5 seconds on the first initial takedown. Once active, each additional kill after that will add 3 seconds to the buff timer, maxing out at a total of 10 seconds. And this damage buff does stack with other weapon perks, such as the new weapon perk that I'll be covering in another video called Frenzy, which grants an additional 20% damage on top of the exotic buff damage. But one thing I did find in the testing is that it doesn't seem to stack on top of weapon damage buffs tied to mods such as high energy fire. You apparently can only get one or the other, and Frenzy is a lot easier to proc. Regardless, this exotic truly shines when matching your energy weapons with your subclass type to maximize your super charge rate and overall damage potential. I would suggest though that you utilize your primary energy weapon that you'll constantly have ammo for when running this exotic, as this will ensure you're utilizing this weapon the majority of the time to maximize your exotic's potential. Regardless of how you run it though, it's a very fun exotic to use when you want to acquire multiple supers in one run in any activity. And then last but certainly not least, we have the Hunter's new exotic, the Omnioculus. The Omnioculus chest piece comes with the perk known as Beyond the Veil. This allows your Hunter to have a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible. And this works the same way when you make an ally invisible too. Your ally gains a damage resistance as well, plus it also gains half of your melee energy back. Now tip on this, there is a way to trick the smoke into thinking you yourself are an ally, but it takes perfect timing. So if your ally is within about 5 meters from you, you can simply throw the smoke on them and then quickly run into the smoke you threw down, and you will instantly be granted your smoke bomb back without utilizing your gambler's dodge. The key here is though that you ensure you don't instantly smoke yourself after the initial throw. The smoke has to activate and then you walk into the vapors to make it think you're an ally. But either way, you can basically have infinite invisibility if done properly with a group with this new exotic. And after testing the resistance with my good buddy Mantle, we found that the invisibility resistance with the Omnioculus adds an additional 10% resistance while you or an ally are invisible. So when compared to the other two exotics from the Titan and Warlock, I would rank this exotic chest piece lower than the others simply because at the end of the day, it just allows an additional smoke bomb to your Hunter. Just like the 6 Coyote offers the second dodge and the Ophidia Spaith offers 2 knife charges. But that's not to say that this exotic is not useful at all. It will definitely come in handy to those running high-end solo content activities and fire teams with Hunters chasing Master or Grandmaster Nightfall runs. Plus, given that this exotic is specific to the ever-popular bottom tree Void Hunter, I imagine lots of Guardians will be utilizing this exotic as one of their main blocks in their Hunter's inventory. Although the invisibility resistance is extremely situational in Destiny content, it is nice to have when careening around some difficult situations, like fire for instance. And let's be honest, at times some enemies don't care if you're invisible or not, they'll still shoot you through invisibility. Overall though, Bungie has really nailed it in this season of The Chosen, and we're just in the first couple weeks of it. I'm already excited to see what builds that come out of these new exotics, and I look forward to any secrets that may lie within the future of this content. But that's it for today, gamers. If you found this content helpful, drop this video a like and tap fire subscribe for more on Destiny 2. And if you have a chance, drop a comment down below. Let me know your favorite aspect of this season, your favorite exotic out of these 3 I just mentioned here in this video, and what you want to see tested next. But until next time, gamers, this is iGame, signing off.